Nathan Davis and Howell Griffith have cooked 6 courses with passion and precision this week.
Trying to bloody smoke us out.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to knock you out.
Today they fight it out one last time to get a step closer to cooking at the Great British Menu Banquet, which this year celebrates the best of British invention and innovation.
It's inventive, that's what this is about, right?
Yep.
Innovation.
It's Nathan's first time in the Great British Menu kitchen and he's focused on victory.
Make or break.
But returner and last year's Wales champion Howell also has his eyes on the prize.
I like him, we're friendly, but at the end of the day, this is a competition.
Howell's menu celebrates innovations that changed industries in Wales, like the hot blast furnace and the first powered flying machine.
Just get the lamb out the blast furnace.
While Nathan's dishes honour the first mail-order entrepreneur and a pioneering mathematician.
Wow.
The scores have been too close to call all week.
10. 10.
But today that counts for nothing. It's the judges they need to win over.
That lamb's over, I'm done for.
As they will decide who represents Wales. Going through to cook at the national finals is...
So, mate, here we are, judging
That's
day.
it. That slate, wiped clean, 6 different courses to go. It's a lot to get right today.
Yeah.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning, chefs. Are you ready for this enormous day?
Not sure what's about to happen, but we're just going to start serving and see what happens, I think.
You know what's about to happen.
I'm very excited.
Tommy loves both of your canapés, so I trust that the judges will be no different. All right, guys?
Lovely, thank you so much.
Good luck. Those judges who will be tasting blind are restaurateur Oliver Payton, food writer Matthew Fort, and food creative Rachel Koo. With high expectations and honed palates, the chef's fate rests in their hands.
What I really like about Wales, if you look at Wales, you know, the quality of the cooking has just gone up every year more.
Talk about the quality. Talk about the quality.
Talk about innovation and inventions. Good desserts. Good dessert. There's sort of real detail and real loving cooking happening in there.
You saw us. We are salivating.
It's pretty lush, my love. The judges are being joined by a guest from the world of technology and invention. He's a professor of maths and engineering.
This is looking rather complicated, right?
Ah, not complicated.
But we're not at GCSE here, are we?
Whose skills are also often used by the TV industry to work out how to do daredevil stunts.
I can say to a guy, this is how fast you have to go, this is what you've got to do. He said, oh, good, all right, I'll do it then.
78.1!
Today, however, he's come prepared to demonstrate the hidden science in our kitchens.
Hugh, welcome.
Oliver.
It's
How are
Dr.
you?
Hugh Hunt.
This is Rachel, this is Matthew.
Rachel, Matthew.
Welcome.
What have you got there?
Breakfast.
What breakfast?
I wasn't expecting any food on this show, so I thought I'd bring my own.
The one thing we can guarantee you is lots of great food.
So, you know when you got a piece of toast, you don't drop it on the ground on purpose. It might be sitting on the edge of the table and it falls off, but it's side down.
Exactly.
People think, it's because the butter is heavy and it
drags it over.
So it's not to do with the weight of the butter. What it's to do with is that when it gets to the edge of the table, it starts to turn.
I see.
And it just so happens from the laws of physics, and that the table is just the right height, and that the Earth's gravity is just the right value, that we get a single flip.
Oh, I see.
And it turns out that if the table was 4 times higher, you'd get a double flip.
Absolutely.
And it would be butter side up. I'm now going to see if I drop my toast from up here, whether it does a double flip. And it ought to land buttered side up.
Hey!
Yeah! You have 2 minutes to the pass, gentlemen. You good?
No problem, perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Lovely. Back in the kitchen, Nathan adds the dashi broth to his canapé, showcasing leeks which is inspired by a Pembrokeshire mathematician, while Howell finishes his lobster, lava bread and tapioca canapé in honour of a Monmouthshire humanist. 30 seconds.
See?
Beautiful.
Well done, chef. Last one down.
Beautiful.
Nice.
The The canapés are the first chance for the chefs to give the judges a taste of what they're made of. But the scores for these will only be counted in the event of a tie.
Smells great.
I love the little droplets of leek oil.
Oh, that's a tasty little number.
I think it elevates the humble leek to a place above humility.
It's like a warm leek salad.
Less explosion. The first canapé with the leek had more explosive flavours, and this one is a bit more subdued.
Well, maybe it's because it's straight after the leek one. I find this a bit bland by comparison.
Good, not so good.
Yeah.
The starters are next, and Howell is first with his dish, celebrating Welshman Isaac Roberts, an early pioneer of astrophotography.
We are about to eat the great nebula of Andromeda.
This was literally the best blue cheese salad in the universe, wasn't it? That was Tommy's very fine adjudication. Having scored a perfect 10 with the veteran, he'll be hoping for similar plaudits from the judges.
Just need a few moral support.
That's what I need. Get rid of that.
Yes, chef.
3.5 minutes, chef.
No problem.
He plates the rock-shaped, aerated Welsh blue cheese.
Can you put 5 apples on each plate for me? Nice and
chef.
random, please. 5 potato crisps as well, please.
5 potato random again.
Absolutely random, chef.
He scatters Welsh truffle and finishes with his maple dressing and a dusting of beetroot powder.
Let's go, please.
Howell's dish is served with the lights dimmed for maximum effect.
Oh, no. Whoa. That is amazing.
There's definitely a lot going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
All I taste at the moment is the blue cheese.
I actually love the contrast between the blue cheese, the hazelnuts.
The dressing is quite acidic and quite dominant.
Huge range of textures, huge range of tastes, which is great, but perhaps a bit too much.
Next is Nathan's chicken liver mousse starter. Tommy loved it and gave it a 9, but just wanted it to be set a bit firmer.
So just doing this a little bit different today. Cooking it slightly firmer so that it's all the Tommy needed to get a 10, basically.
Sticking with his breakfast theme, Hugh has moved on from toast to muesli. Why do the heaviest bits of muesli defy gravity and rise to the top? You're about to find out.
So I thought I'd do an experiment with, I've got some marbles here, into this tub here. And I've got some bran here, one of the ingredients you might put in your muesli. So there we have the marbles at the bottom. Put a lid on, shake it around a bit, and it doesn't take too long before, as if by magic, the marbles
Come to the top.
That is magic.
So why?
Small things can squeeze around big things, but big things can't squeeze around small things. So every time there's a little gap, some of your smaller things get in underneath. And so what's happening is that all the bits of sort of powdery stuff gets underneath the raisins and the nuts and push them up to the top.
In the kitchen, Nathan starts plating his starter. He places crispy chicken skin on the now set parfait.
Happy with your parfait this time?
Yeah, really happy actually, mate. It's a perfect texture for me now.
Nuts about trees. Inspired by Mary Sutherland, who was the first woman in the UK to complete a Bachelor of Science in Forestry.
It's the trees. Hazelnuts are next, followed by chicken fat, wood sorrel, birch syrup, and a final grating of caramelised hazelnuts.
It looks wonderful.
Well done. You happy?
Very happy. Service, please. Starter's gone.
1 down, 750 more to go.
Fragrance of the forest.
The crispy skin is fantastic.
I think the idea is fabulous. The really big problem for me is there's too many hazelnuts.
It tastes like a dessert for me because the birch syrup is so sweet.
I mean, I quite like that sweetness throughout.
The elements of a really wonderful dish.
It could be a winner.
But I just think the balance isn't there.
Langostine's going in the oven to roast.
The fish course is next. Howell scored an 8 for his dish in praise of Welsh-born women's rights campaigner Martha Hughes Cannon and the work she did to improve public health. During the week, both Tommy and I suggested that salmon cooked in a water bath wasn't the way to Matthew Fort's heart. I do hope he listened. Have you chosen to make any changes?
I have. As you can see, I have langoustines here.
Howell on fire! I like it, I like it. He poaches the langoustine and deep fries another new element, Kataefi pastry nests.
Water of life. Poached langoustine, wasabi emulsion, compressed cucumber, shimji mushroom, Granny Smith, ponzu.
First, Howell plates his ponzu jelly, then places the langoustine on top, followed by beads of wasabi emulsion. How's it looking, Howell?
Very good. I'm very happy with it. Yeah.
And pickled shimeji mushrooms. Oh, that looks great.
The katafi paste is so crispy, and that langoustine salt is just an explosion of flavour.
Beautiful. I think this is more modern.
Right, service please.
The communal cucumber fountain.
What's not to like?
What is?
That langoustine did not die in vain. There's a real kick of the wasabi, which in a lot of cases would be an epic fail, but in this case sets the whole thing on fire. That is good food.
What's delicious about this dish is everything is well balanced.
That is a definite banquet contender.
It is.
Nathan's up next with his dish, Storm in a Teacup and Sunny on the Side, in honour of a Welsh meteorologist. True to its inspiration, the dish is weather dependent and is at the mercy of what fish are brought in on the boat. Are you making any changes?
There's been no turbot landed this week due to weather and the storms, so I'm using a brill.
And it's absolutely the theme of this dish.
It couldn't be more on point, so yeah, I've almost cursed myself.
Storm in a teacup and Sunny on the Side. Broth of foraged sea vegetables and shellfish with a barbecue brill on the side, served whole and filleted tableside.
Looking good, chef.
Nathan removes the skin from the brill before plating. He brushes with soy glaze, sprinkles on puffed rice. Look at that. Burst into his teacup are pickled cockles and dill oil. That's beautiful. Followed by sea purslane and sea aster in miso butter.
Could I just ask you kindly if you put that there into that and then straight into the teapot for me? That'd be fantastic.
A final flourish of toasted nori before portioning and sending it on its way.
How's your driving skills? If we could drive that nice and carefully to the judges' chamber, please.
Right. Little bit of pink just running along the bones.
You're getting twice as much as the rest of us.
Yeah, excuse me, carver's perks, mate. The dashi broth is full of surprises.
I like those pickled cockles.
Does nobody think the fish is under-seasoned?
Yes.
I think the fish is fine. I don't think it's up to a sort of banquet standard.
Well, I like it. I would go for that.
Okay, yeah, but do you love it?
You've done this before, haven't you?
Hello,
Andy
people.
Oliver,
How you
what a
doing?
joy to see you.
Hello.
Hi, Andy.
How are you, sir?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Well, it's been fantastic.
Structural engineer, mathematician, amongst other many things.
But that'll do, yeah?
Are you able to see any innovation or the practical application of any of these things in any of these dishes?
Absolutely. One of the important things in engineering is creativity. And there's creativity everywhere in these dishes.
See you on the other side of lamb.
Iechyd da.
Iechyd da.
We're at the halfway mark and the main course is next.
Tray.
Nathan scored an 8 for his lamb dish, celebrating the Welsh entrepreneur who introduced mail order shopping. Whilst veteran Tommy liked the story behind the dish, he thought it was a little small and lacking in vegetables. So what are you doing?
I'm going to add a little lamb fat potato, almost like a lamb fat chip.
Lamb fat potato?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
I was inspired earlier on in the week.
How?
That's it. Well, you just asked me to make more for him.
Just going to nick one of
I've seen
yours.
some leaks somewhere as well.
The battle of lamb, lamb fat potatoes and leeks commence.
A little nervous about this dish, yeah. Obviously making changes, so last minute. I haven't had a chance to cook it and eat it, so just hoping to go now on sort of chef's instinct.
Black garlic ketchup is first onto Nathan's plate, followed by lamb loin.
Nice render on the fat there.
Thank you, chef.
And the first of the new elements, the lamb fat potato. Lamb rib is next, followed by an added wilted leek. That looks more like a main course dish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're due on the pass now, chef. Shallot, lamb dressing and wild garlic oil complete the package.
Service.
Whoa.
A box of food.
These were presumably what they used to send out the goodies in.
It's a big box for a small package.
What's in there is really delicious.
I feel like there are lots of delicious elements on the plate, but I don't know about my potato. It's a bit underwhelming. It needs a bit of salt.
Up next is Howell, with his dish celebrating David Thomas, who, by introducing the hot blast furnace, changed the steel industry in South Wales forever.
I just got to get this overlapping right.
Tommy gave this dish a 9, but felt that the overlap of lamb fat on the saddle roll was too much.
Oh, I'll tell you what, mate. I'm happy with that.
Good. Looks lovely.
Really happy with that.
You have 3 minutes, Chef Howell.
Looking good. Looking good.
Blackened leek puree is first onto the plate, followed by swede, lamb fat potato, buttered baby leeks and cockle and lamb sauce alongside.
Service, please.
Looks fantastic, chef.
I don't know yet. We'll see when the lamb's carved.
Howell's hand-welded furnace gives one final blast of heat before serving.
I'm slightly salivating at the prospect.
There's a sort of ritual about all of this.
Yes,
There
it's
is.
great.
If that lamb's over, I'm done for.
Now this is how a potato should be cooked. Crispy on the outside and then buttery and soft in the middle.
Never had lamb with cockles before.
Natural marriage?
Not especially, but it's not that it doesn't work.
I gotta say, I just think that lamb is really beautifully done. I love the quality of the lamb. I love stuffing, the sweetbread. The potatoes are good.
Everything is lovely. I think it is. It's like having a Welsh choir singing to you, isn't it? On the plate.
Next up, the pre-dessert. Again, the scores for this course will only be counted in the event of a tie. Howell's pre-dessert is celebrating a Welsh pioneer in reproductive medicine and is a lemon and lime lolly. Similar sweets would traditionally be placed on a windowsill to remind passing storks that the family inside would welcome a baby. Nathan's charcoal cone honouring the invention of the carbon microphone is filled with blackberry sorbet and finished with fresh blackberries. They look great. The pre-desserts are served in a microphone stand and on a windowsill, respectively.
Getting tense now, isn't it? One last course.
Hello, people.
Hello.
Hi there.
So I have accompanied your pre-desserts.
Why?
One of these pre-desserts, the microphone, has its own theme tune.
Oh!
And you can have a little dance if you like, Oliver. Thank you. A little bit of life in the room.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
La 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 la. That's nice. I like it.
My elbow dance.
Activity.
Very good.
Enjoy. Eat the microphone first.
I found that it was lacking in blackberry flavour.
Did you?
Yes, did you not? I was
No,
missing
I
a bit
did
of
not.
tartness. It was too sweet.
God, that's a surprise.
Refreshing, lime, really zesty, white chocolate, which adds a bit of sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. And that's a pre-dessert.
Exactly right.
Moving on to the dessert course and the chef's last chance to impress the judges. The pressure is really building up in there. These guys are cooking with everything they've got. I really hope that the judges understand the creativity that's gone into these dishes, that they get the connections to the brief, because I find it astonishing. Tommy was starstruck by Nathan's unusual white chocolate tofu mousse dessert and scored it a 10, but will it have the same effect on the judges?
Inspired by Isaac Roberts, who was the first person to discover and take a photo of our nearest galaxy.
You got a 10,
I did, yeah.
so I'm assuming nothing's changing.
Nothing that's in my control's changing, so I'm just going to hopefully do everything that's as it was.
As it was. He pipes white chocolate tofu mousse onto the plate and adds pickled elderflowers and fresh raspberries. You have 5 minutes to the pass, chef.
Thank you.
Elderflower oil is drizzled over and a rochet of raspberry sorbet is nestled alongside.
I've done everything now. I'm pretty happy with most of the things that I've put out there today.
Aerated white chocolate and popping candy add texture to the dish before Nathan tops off the plate with tempered chocolate transfers.
Looks like you pulled it off again.
Service, please.
I don't want to break this thing. It looks too nice.
My pickled elderflowers were very pickled. It was quite off-putting, actually.
I just don't like this at all.
I agree with you.
There's an uneasy combination of flavours here that are just not acting well together at all for me.
I was expecting something a little bit more extraordinary underneath, because it was quite extraordinary on top.
The last dish of the day is Howell's chocolate mousse flying machine, inspired by a little-known Welsh airman.
Inspired by Bill Frost, who built and piloted the first ever flight. I thought that was Wright Brothers.
I think so did the Wright brothers.
Oh, well, that's great to hear.
What was the feedback from Tommy?
The mousse wasn't set enough. He said the wafers were too thick.
Yes.
So we're trying to get them as thin as possible now.
Yeah. In the dining room, Hugh is running with the aeronautical inspiration behind Howell's dessert.
Well, so these are kind of, they're like regular boomerangs, but 2 of them kind of stuck together. And they, they work quite nicely.
Well, will you explain roughly how it works, Peter?
Well, it links to this thing called the gyroscopic effect. So this is a spinning wheel. These little bits, they're shaped like wings of a plane. And as they move through the air, you generate lift, and you get more lift for the fast-moving bits, which are at the top. So it's trying to twist it that way, but it actually twists it that way. And that is a flying gyroscope. The path is very reliable, so I can be pretty sure that this is going to hit Oliver. Oh, nearly.
The fuselage of Howell's plane is plated first.
Mousse is a million times better.
Caramelised pineapple is added with vanilla ice cream on top. and he crowns his flying machine with waffle wings.
Service, please.
Oh, you know this is going to be good, don't you?
Totally. I mean, it already looks so polished. Simple, elegant. Oh wow, look at that. When you dive in there, there's a little surprise in the middle.
Oh, so there is.
I'm actually just enjoying the moment. I think this is a perfect pudding. I mean, you know, it's really well executed. I love the surprise, the pineapples in the middle. Wafers are lovely, the ice cream is perfect. All good things.
All good things come to an end, sadly. Can we have a second helping, please?
We have had a good day's eating today, haven't we?
We have.
The judges' scores will now decide who will go forward to the national finals and get one step closer to cooking at the banquet.
I think that's the hardest cooking week of my life, that one.
Yeah, cooking for my life all week and today, you know.
Unfortunately, one of us is going to have to go home, and I think it's...
That's what competition is, I'm afraid.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it? It's, we couldn't have done any more.
Welcome, chefs Nathan and Howell. I just personally want to say it's been a privilege watching you both cook all week. Absolutely stunning.
And what a cracking day we've had as well.
Who cooked nuts about trees? I have to say, I really love nuts about trees. I can really see what you're trying to do about that dish. A couple of tweaks in that, and it could be at the banquet.
Thank you.
Who cooked the eighth power? Ah, well, for me, that was just the perfect canapé. It was light, refreshing, and it was a perfect preparation for the assault that came afterwards. So thank you.
Who cooked the Pembrokeshire flying machine?
That would be me.
I absolutely love that dish.
Thank you.
Just perfect.
Thank you, Oliver.
Now, you both produced some extraordinary dishes, but of course there can only be one winner. The winner for Wales, and going through to cook at the national finals, is... Howell.
Well done, mate. Well done, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, he's cooked fantastically all week, and I've really, really enjoyed cooking, you know, next to you, seeing your style. Honestly, I'm blown away.
Did you do the water of life?
Yes.
Well, that was, for me, was the finest dish of the day.
Wonderful.
Nathan, commiserations. Honestly, you've done Wales proud today, both of you. It was just world class.
Hugh, thank you so much for coming. I hope you've had a great time.
Been fabulous.
Hugh is always invited to my house for dinner whenever he wants. He's a font.
So which do you prefer, muesli or toast?
Oh, toast all day long. Toast.
Well, we're thrilled that you could join us.
It was lovely.
It's been wonderful being in the kitchen with you both all week. Please go take a well-deserved rest.
Thank you.
I'm absolutely over the moon. And another chance to fight for a place in the banquet. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Bit disappointed we're not going through to the next stage, but, you know, I wish Howell all the best, and I'm sure he'll do a great job and get a dish to the banquet. Mate, well done.
Honestly, I thought you had it. Last year, you would have thrown me under the table. Glad I changed that language thing. Cheers.